Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is Raul Alejandro Mendoza or the Nerd Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back for another installment of Between the Frames as we continue our journey through the world of Wong Kar-wai box set from Criterion. And yeah, this baby right here. On disc number 6 of 7, as we look at his 2000 film, In the Mood for Love. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, In the Mood for Love, we're looking at Wong Kar-wai's most revered work, his masterpiece, the film that won Tony Leung the Best Actor Award at Cannes Film Festival that year. And yeah, we're getting to that film here, and this is arguably my favorite film from Wong Kar-wai. It is also my second film that I ever watched from Wong Kar-wai. And before we get into any of that, I do want to thank you all so much. We finally hit 100 subscribers, y'all. We hit it, and I have my custom URL now and all that wonderful stuff. And I'm going to be working on getting us that War and Peace commentary now. And I'm going to go ahead and carve out my time and be able to film that for you all, so that way I can give that to y'all. But of course, I just thank you all so much for getting me to 100 subs. It means a lot to me. And of course, I want to thank each and every one of y'all, 101 of y'all who are on here. And of course, if you want to keep on subscribing and joining me here, if you love physical media, you love movies, this is the right place for you. Make sure you also leave a like on this video by clicking that like button, and also make sure you turn on that notification bell. But without further ado, of course, before we get into any type of stuff here, you know we got to go to Criterion.com and we got to read from the website. But of course, this is Criterion's entry for In the Mood for Love. In the Mood for Love 2000. Hong Kong 1962. Chow Mo-wan, played by Tony Leung Cho-wai, and Zuli Zhen, played by Maggie Chung Mong-yuk, move into neighboring apartments on the same day. Their encounters are formal and polite until a discovery about their spouses creates an intimate bond between them. At once delicately mannered and visually extravagant, Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love is a masterful evocation of romantic longing and fleeting moments. With its aching soundtrack and exquisitely abstract cinematography by Christopher Doyle and Mark Lee Bing, this film has been a major stylistic influence on the past 2 decades of cinema, and is a milestone in Wong's redoubtable career. That is, of course, our entry here for In the Mood for Love from director Wong Kar-wai. Of course, this film is written and directed by Wong Kar-wai. It is produced by Wong Kar-wai. It is also edited by William Chang, and the music is done by Michael Galazzo. And it sits at 1 hour and 38 minutes, and is a co-production between Hong Kong and France. And yeah, this film, I mean, what else can I say? I mean, this is my 4th time watching this film, I think. I don't remember at the top of my head at the moment. I don't have my letterbox on me to check, but this is my 4th time watching this film, and every single time I'm just pretty much always in awe. I'm in awe of Christopher Doyle and Mark Lee Ping's incredible cinematography, the direction from Wong Kar-wai, our performances not just by Tony Leung, who is magnificent in this film, but also Maggie Chung, and a lot of other things like the music, the script, and the editing, just so flawlessly done, where it's able to paste together such a, long storyline, but put it into a very consumable time frame and pace that we're able to consume it well. And I love all those things about this film. I love its beautiful abstract cinematography, it's feeling that you get within the film of this really beautiful sophistication to the film. There's this swagger that's carried through this film that is just hard to find in all the other films of Wong Kar-wai. And it's interesting because Wong Kar-wai is truly one of the most interesting filmmakers out there, who's created a really distinct style. But even if you put this aside from every one of his films, this has a very different look to the film than all the other ones. And you can tell because of its influence of 60s Hong Kong, and just so many other things that are going on, like the themes of the Passover to back from Great Britain to China, of Hong Kong, and just all those social influences that Wong brings to the film. And I think it's amazing. It's one of the greatest films of all time. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's my favorite Wong Kar-wai film, and it's a movie that ending still kind of grabs me and still kind of makes me kind of like choke up a bit every time I watch it. And I think it's just an incredible film that also leads into such a great film in the next film that we're going to talk about. But I love this movie. It's a movie that is an essential viewing to me, and it's one of those movies that if I have to recommend a movie that says like this is Raul's taste, this is one of the movies that I recommend. And it's just In the Mood for Love is that damn good. Now, let's talk about the restoration. This is my favorite film from Wong Kar-wai, but this is not my favorite restoration from the World of Wong Kar-wai box set. And I want to say that when I first watched this on the first time when I watched it from the box set, I was kind of thrown off by the distinct changes to the color grading. Resolution wise, this movie looks great. It's being presented on a Blu-ray disc, 4K digital restoration. I watched it on my 4K player on this 4K TV, which you guys already know it's upscaled and all that wonderful stuff. Resolution looks really good. Everything is crisp. Everything looks, well made. But the color grading is distinctly different. There's a lot of green in it now. And I know I read that note from director Wong Kar-wai on that first episode when we talked about As Tears Go By. These films are different now. We're looking at them as different people, not as the same people who watched them in 2000. But I can't help but just be disappointed in the restoration process for this one. I think that liberties were taken, and it looks a little too different. And maybe this is the way that Wong Kar-wai always envisioned it, and I'll respect that. But it doesn't mean that I have to like it. And I found myself just really disappointed with that. And I wish that those color grading changes weren't made. But ultimately, the film looks great. The film feels great, and it's still In the Mood for Love. And if I had to choose between watching this one or the other Criterion copy that's on Blu-ray in the Criterion collection, I'm going to sadly go with the other one, even though that's a 2K restoration and this is a 4K digital restoration. But, that of course is, criticism, and that's just what I think about this restoration. As for the audio, it looks fantastic. I mean, this movie has never sounded so well, and it sounds so crisp, and the soundtrack plays so well, and just everything's working great together with the audio restoration, and nothing really changed there. I think that it was kept the same, and they pretty much just fixed and tweaked those, the audio in the restoration, and it works great. It sounds great, and I really like it. But this is sadly my second least favorite restoration from this set, and it pains me to say that, but it's just the way that I feel about it. And if you all feel the same way or you don't feel the same way, you can tell me in the comments. But I know that I have that old version of In the Mood for Love, and if I want to enjoy In the Mood for Love again, I'll watch that version, and it's okay. And I'm still glad that I own this version because it's still a part of Wong Kar-wai's filmography. So if you want to stay connected with me on all social medias, make sure you follow me at The Nerd Chicano. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Twitch, and Letterboxd and Serialized on youtube.com/Raul Alejandro Mendoza. Make sure you follow me, make sure you subscribe and like and all that wonderful stuff. Of course, keep up to date with all the things that I do for the Nerdcore by going to nerdcore.com and checking us out on YouTube and Twitch at The Nerdcore. Other than that, y'all, it has been a wonderful time. I will see you all in the next one as we talk about the final disc in the World of Wong Kar-wai box set as we look at 2046. But in the meantime, my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you guys on the next one.